The old house on Elm Street was finally ours. The realtor called it a handyman special. We ignored the faint, sweet smell of decay. We were too excited by the space. The basement door was unusually heavy. It was locked with a large, rusty bolt. We found the key in a dusty drawer. It was cold and oddly heavy. The door creaked open on stiff hinges. A wave of cold, damp air emerged. The stairs groaned under our weight. The darkness below felt solid, complete. A single bare bulb flickered to life. It revealed a vast, empty concrete space. In the far corner, a dark shape sat. It was a large, old-fashioned freezer. A low, constant hum filled the silence. The hum seemed to vibrate in my bones. My wife, Sarah, reached for the lid. I caught her wrist, a sudden fear rising. "Don't," I said, my voice a whisper. She laughed, but pulled her hand away. That night, I heard a faint scratching. It was a dry, skittering sound from below. I told myself it was just rats. The house was old. It made sense, but the scratching became a rhythmic tap. It was like a fingernail on metal. I went down to check the next day. The freezer was silent, covered in frost. The lock on the lid was thick, new. It looked stark against the old white paint. The tapping started again each midnight. It was louder now, more insistent. Sarah said she couldn't hear it. She slept soundly through the terrible noise. I began to dread the coming night. Sleep became a distant, impossible memory. I started sleeping on the couch. The distance from the basement helped a little. One night the tapping changed to a voice. It was my mother's, pleading for help. My mother has been dead for years. I clamped my hands over my ears, crying. The next night, it was Sarah's voice. It called my name, sobbing and scared. I ran downstairs, my heart pounding. The voice was undeniably coming from inside. "Let me out," it wept, sounding just like her. My hand hovered over the cold, frosty lock. I couldn't stop myself. I had to know. My fingers fumbled with the heavy latch. The lock clicked open, sounding final. The humming from the freezer suddenly stopped. The silence was somehow more terrifying. I took a deep breath and lifted the lid. A blinding blackness lived inside it. It was not empty, it was full of void. A tendril of pure shadow shot out. It wrapped around my wrist, icy and solid. It pulled me forward with immense strength. I braced myself against the freezer's side. The darkness inside began to swirl. A single, giant eye opened within it. It was pale and milky, without a pupil. It stared through me, into my very soul. The voice spoke directly into my mind. "Thank you," it said with ancient hunger. More tendrils erupted from the void. They seized my arms, my legs, my throat. I was dragged into the freezing black. The lid slammed shut above me, plunging me into silence. I am still here, in the icy dark. I am not alone. Others are here too. We are packed together, frozen and still. We are its larder, its collection, its battery. I can feel it feeding on my fear. It savors my memories, my regrets, my love. It shows me what it will do next. I see it wearing my skin, walking upstairs. I see it smile at my wife, Sarah. It will use my voice to call her name. It will lead her down to the basement. It will show her the now silent freezer. It will tell her it fixed the noise. It will ask her to see for herself. She will smile, trusting and innocent. She will place her hand on the cold lid. She will be the one to open it. The cycle will begin again with her. I try to scream, but I have no mouth. I try to warn her, but I have no voice. I am just a thing in the darkness. I am just a thought, frozen in terror. Above, I hear the basement door open. I hear two sets of footsteps on the stairs. One is heavy and wrong and familiar. The other is light and trusting and hers. The lock clicks open once more. The eye opens and it is hungry.